could it actually make sense that Juan Soto could be traded to the St. Louis Cardinals? Well, the Padres have to cut like $50 million off their payroll to get to $200 million. They've stated they want to do that. The Padres have also stated that in return for Soto, they want Major League arms and Major League outfielders. What do the St. Louis Cardinals have? Well, they've got 5 outfielders for 3 spots, and they now have young starting pitching top prospects that don't have a spot in that rotation because they went out and signed 3 starting pitchers already this offseason. So while a lot of people are going to say Juan Soto to the Yankees, Juan Soto to this team or that team, I truly think the Cardinals are a sneaky team to snatch up Juan Soto and put him in that lineup. Because here's the thing, the Cardinals GM already came out and stated who his starting outfielders are going to be in 2024. Lars Nootbaar is going to be in left field, Tommy Edman's going to be roaming center, and Jordan Walker is going to get all the at-bats in right field. So who does that leave out? Who's going to be on the bench? Well, Tyler O'Neill and Dylan Carlson. They're not going to have a spot to play. And with the Padres seeking an outfielder in the trade to replace Juan Soto in right field, one of these players could be the perfect piece to help get this deal in motion. As for Tyler O'Neill, I don't think the Padres are going to be very interested in Tyler O'Neill because of the fact that he becomes a free agent at the same time Juan Soto does, whereas Dylan Carlson still has 3 more years of control. You pair that with a young starting pitcher like Matthew Liberatore, a guy that's only 25 years old, still has a boatload of service time left, and that could very well get the deal done. Maybe throw in another low-level prospect, but this could get the deal done. I know this may sound like a severe underpay, but you've got to remember Juan Soto is a free agent after 2024, and he's expected to make well over $30 million in arbitration this year. That's a lot of money for the Cardinals to take on. Pair that with the fact that every team in baseball knows the San Diego Padres had to get a $50 million loan to catch up on player salaries for 2023. So therefore, the Padres are wanting to cut $50 million off of their payroll this year, which means Soto has to be traded because that's over $30 million that's going to be off their books. Teams know this. That's going to lessen Soto's value. I don't care who the player is. When teams know that you have to trade that player, their value is going to dip. The only thing that's going to up his trade value is other teams getting in the mix, which they will. But like I said, what the Cardinals are sending in Dylan Carlson and Matthew Liberatore, they could throw in 1 or 2 low-level prospects, and I think that gets the deal done because these other teams that might be in the mix for trading for Juan Soto really don't have the outfield depth or the pitching depth to trade. Like I said, the Cardinals don't have a spot really for Matthew Liberatore anymore, and they definitely do not have a spot for Dylan Carlson. Take a team like the Yankees, for instance. Who are they going to trade? They're not going to trade Jason Dominguez, and they don't really have anybody else in the outfield that would entice the Padres at all. And don't even get me started on the Yankees pitching. They don't have anyone the Padres would want, in my opinion. Not that the Yankees would be willing to trade. So I hope by now you're kind of seeing why I think the Cardinals make the most sense, because Matthew Liberatore is going to be able to step right up into that Padres rotation, pitching in a pitcher-friendly ballpark, and just getting a change of scenery because he didn't look good for the Cardinals last year. But he's still young and he's still a top prospect. He still has a lot of potential. And then Dylan Carlson could go in there, play right field, and get a ton of at-bats and not have to worry about losing his spot while still playing on a competitive team. And I know you guys are thinking, well, Nick, it doesn't make sense for them to trade outfielders just to get another outfielder. I know. I realize that. But this is Juan freaking Soto, right? Like, this is Juan Soto. You've got to trade for him if you can. And the Cardinals, they're not scared of big contracts. They traded for Paul Goldschmidt. They traded for Nolan Arenado. Who would have thought that the Cardinals would have traded for Nolan Arenado? I mean, I never would have guessed that, and they did. The thing is with Juan Soto, if they trade for him, Mason Wynn may not be ready to come up to the major leagues this year, which means Tommy Edman's going to have to come to short. That's going to open up that outfield spot for Juan Soto. And let's say Mason Wynn does come up and he has a huge impact on the team. Well, now they can shift around that infield with Tommy Edman or Brendan Donovan being traded out for a starting pitcher. Because when you've got a guy like Lance Lynn in your rotation, there's no guarantee he's going to even be at the big league level come July. He's probably going to get sent down because he's going to get rocked. Like giving up 4 home runs every inning kind of rocked. So the Cardinals are going to need some players to be able to trade out for a starting pitcher. Brendan Donovan would be the perfect guy to trade because he's still young. He plays every position on the field except for center field and catcher. He's a hitting machine. His power is only getting better. And there's a lot of teams with ace type pitchers, 1-2 type pitchers like the Seattle Mariners that could use a Brendan Donovan. If you've already traded for Juan Soto, well, now you can easily trade Brendan Donovan out, Tommy Edman can take over second base, and you're looking even better because Sonny Gray is great. But after that, they don't have much. This would give them the perfect opportunity to use Brendan Donovan or a player like him to go get an ace or at least a number 2 behind Sonny Gray. And I understand if you're thinking, wait a minute, why would the Cardinals trade 2 players for a guy that's not going to extend with them and he's probably not coming back in free agency? Well, it's simple. It doesn't matter who trades for Juan Soto. He's a Scott Boras client. He's not going to extend with anyone. So any team that trades for Juan Soto, they're going to have to take the risk. Why not the Cardinals? They need to do something like this for their fan base after 2023. You Cardinals fans, you deserve it. But that is my reasoning for why the St. Louis Cardinals are the perfect trade partners for the San Diego Padres and why I realistically think Juan Soto could be a St. Louis Cardinal in 2024. Let me know what you guys think down below. I know some of you guys are going to hate this deal. You're not going to understand my logic because half the time I don't understand my logic. But it's still fun to talk baseball. And Juan Soto trades are like the most fun to talk about. So again, let me know down below what you thought of this video. Let me know where you think Juan Soto might be traded, if you think he will be traded, and leave a like for me if you really like this content because that helps tell YouTube that my content is somewhat watchable and they'll push it out to more people. You would be doing me a huge favor. Anyways, guys, peace. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.